what would you say as he embarks on really a worldwide endeavor? What were his main accomplishments in the foreign realm, and then separately internally in France itself?
In the foreign realm, he had various disastrous wars, which he had more or less started himself. But he did keep three fine provinces: French Flanders with Lille, Alsace with Strasbourg, and the Franche-Comté with Besançon near Switzerland. So he left France larger than he found it, which you couldn't say for Napoleon, who left France smaller and weaker than he found it. And in fact, he was fairly disastrous in diplomacy. Some of his acts turned Europe against him. He inherited a monarchy allied to almost everybody in Europe except Austria, and he left it without any friends except Sweden and the Ottoman Empire. But, and this is really very important for all monarchs of the time who thought dynastically, he left his grandson, Philip V, King of Spain, partly through Louis XIV's efforts. And there is still a Bourbon reigning as King of Spain today. So that's a major accomplishment. And together, France and Spain in the 1780s helped create the United States. They fought for the freedom of the United States against Britain. And internally, he worked very, very hard. He's not just a party king rushing off to balls with his girlfriends. He's working till after midnight, even when he's over 60, going through papers, speaking with his ministers, corresponding directly with provincial officials, with ambassadors, and so on. And he kept France firmly under control. In fact, the monarchy lived on the credit he had built up in terms of respect, awe, and prestige for years after his death. And he did begin taxes which did tax nobles. So he started the possibility of a more egalitarian tax and legal regime for France, but his successors didn't really follow through. He did bring in new law codes which began the codification of French law, which are partly a model for the Code Napoleon. But all this was partly weakened by the fact that he expelled or encouraged the Protestants to leave, and he began a police state, and his wars left France, the French economy, much weaker than the English.